Yeah, Broadway is back.
Finally. It's been way too long.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Let's catch a musical.
Babe, that's an awesome idea.
How about this one?
Now that one's got a great cast, but the music, I wasn't feeling it.
How about that one?
Now that one's got an amazing choreographer, awesome spectacle, but I don't know, the music just didn't do it for me.
I got it. Rock of Ages.
Now that's a great show, but that lead guy, not so much. You know what? I got a great idea.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
I gotta get a new bell. Welcome
on the board.
He's annoying. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. I have to wait till he finishes all his
stuff.
His lack for a better word. Welcome to a Monday. I do say Madness Monday. I like when they do this.
You like that with your host?
I was trying to
Dawn
copy
and
that.
Freddie
I
S.
didn't know how to do that.
Good.
Do me a favor. Okay, I got it, Slick.
They're
Do me a
having fun in
favor.
there.
Sharing is caring. Share it out. Let the people know what's going on, because this show, you don't want to miss. We got new guests. We got an old guest. The old guest is actually leaving us, going back to Boston tonight.
Wow, is it snowing there yet?
No, but it's cold enough.
32 degrees
When?
this morning.
Where's my card? I'm staying.
You should definitely stay.
I know I should definitely.
We got Steve with us. We've got Rochelle Sylvain Spence joining us again for a recap, because she had a whole lot of great information, and it was a little chilly this morning. And I always have Steve, when I go to put on long sleeves, in my head saying, you know the temperature in Florida when Dawn wears sleeves.
I had the air conditioning on.
So did I.
What do you mean it's
But
cold?
Steve, see, I'm wearing sleeves.
Yeah, Don, but we're not quite there yet, because it's like a lace. You're wearing like a lace sleeve,
Well, it's lace,
and it's not. It's
I'm
not.
still in regular shoes.
Yeah, and
tights.
it's not. It's not full length sleeves, and it's lace. So I'm going to guess the temperature's certainly in the 70s, and I understand that you're cold. I appreciate that, but when I see a solid material on the sleeve,
I
full
don't
length,
know.
right down to the wrist, then I'm going to know the temperature has dropped to at least 60, because you're going to be freezing. I get it. And you're wearing a winter coat.
Last night it was like 71. I was in shorts and a jean jacket, and I was so cold. Then I went to the grocery store, and I was so cold. I just definitely
Why don't you
have grown
tell
up
the
in
world
Florida.
what time you went to the grocery store?
8:15
At night.
at night. They close at 9.
Do they
No.
have the frozen squash? We need the frozen squash.
No,
Yeah.
it
Bird's eye.
defrosted. It was too late.
Ugh, okay.
Why? Why
First
can't you
of
go
all,
to the grocery store late at night?
Because all
Nobody's there.
Because the food is old.
Says
it was
who?
put out in the morning. So all the food that's there is what's left over.
And?
It's old.
Not really. I think it's
Very
quite
rarely.
fine. I think
Very
it's fine.
rarely.
Yeah, but
That's no
You
problem.
got to get there at peak morning hours. When the guy's taking it off their truck and putting it there, and you take it.
But you got to remember,
Yeah, tell
I
me what
don't
gotta do.
cook.
Oh, so you want the old stuff.
So as long as it's cooked, it just goes in the refrigerator. There's a shelf life of a couple days.
Does it ever leave the refrigerator?
Yes, it comes here for lunch.
Just remember, Freddie, 9:30 at night. You know that food that you're disrespecting in a vicious manner. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., half price. I'm there, and it's fine. It's all great stuff.
Is
I
that
gotta
the
tell
only
you-
time you go shopping, when it's half price? Because I know people like this.
I wait for it to drop for the final sale. You know,
I
5
know
days
people
later.
like you. They go shopping when everything's half price.
You know, there's Christmas already at the grocery stores.
That's why I'm not going to the grocery store. I can't stand that.
Everything we talked this morning is covered in chocolate.
The Panettone is fresh. The Panettone
It
is
came
fresh.
off the ship.
The
There's
what?
no
Came off the
tariff.
ship from Italy. The Panettone that you buy, the chocolate or
Panettone,
with
yes.
the
The
colorful
hell is a
rainbow,
Panettone?
whatever it is in the box.
What is
and
a-
these cakes? These are cakes that are made in Italy. They're
were made like
great
20 years ago.
Throughout, if there's a nuclear holocaust, they will last forever. They're in the box.
Is that the fruit cake?
No, not the fruitcake. That's different.
Do you
That's
ever see
also
fruit
one of
cake
them,
last
like
100
fruit
years?
cake just be there for thousands of years.
Fruitcake, they build new
1,000-year
buildings.
fruit cake, right?
When everybody comes out of the subway tunnels 100 years from now, they're going to be looking for those fruitcakes to build new buildings to live in. That's what's going to
Now,
happen.
I know everybody in this room has gotten a fruit cake at least once and has forwarded to somebody else.
Wait to see how many we get for our Friendsgiving.
And they're all going forward.
They're all coming
Do
in
you
next
like fruit cake?
Wednesday.
Because you're about to get one.
Full disclosure, I don't.
Nobody eats fruit cake. It's like a gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. No, it's the gift that keeps on being given away.
Yes.
100%.
And now they're putting dates on the bottom of it because the company got wise.
Yeah, like that
They made
means it.
100 10 years ago, and the same 100 are still in circulation.
That's right. It's those same 100 fruitcakes. That's
Have
it.
you ever eaten it?
Me? No,
Yeah.
no,
Have
no
anybody
chance.
ever eaten it?
No
I ate
chance.
it once. I gotta admit. I got so upset. I got so many fruitcakes. I lived in Hollywood Avenue. And they gave me a fruitcake. It might have been the one I gave them, and they
could
gave it
have
back to me. So I took it and I put it in the microwave and I put butter on it. Delicious. But they gave me the worst heartburn. It's like a 20-year heartburn.
I got to tell you, maybe they're going to be coming off the boats.
What if you fry it with Spam? I don't know why.
Rochelle, have you ever had Spam?
I've tasted it before.
You remember back in the day, that was like our filet mignon,
Yes.
right? I am not ashamed to say I ate plenty of Spam. I eat it now because that was a staple in my life.
Spicy ham.
No, it's not spicy.
That's what
You
our
smush it, you
friends.
could put a little mayo in it, a little mustard.
Now you're talking my language.
Oh, she's from New York. You forget.
You put that with cheese, mayo, and a sandwich.
Sandwich,
You fry it up. Look at he's about to have he's about to faint.
Spam
Dawn,
salad. Steve.
Dawn, where are those Delta Airlines bags that you brought off the plane that time?
Come on, it can't be as bad as some of the things you've eaten.
Spam salad.
You know, why would I have no response to that. I really don't.
I mean, think about some of the real weird stuff.
That you're actually researching my diet. I think
I called your wife. She told me you had chocolate covered ants. The new delicacy in the UK and Europe now is locusts. Locust has now become a food item. And you can eat them raw, you can eat them alive, you can eat them with
They
chocolate.
must be crunchy. It's the 10 plagues on Passover again.
I feel like fainting. Who the hell eats a locust? And it looks like a roach. Why would I want to eat that? And they have chocolate covered roaches. You eat that?
I don't think I do. Nor do I know.
He got the memo.
He did get the memo. I would never eat anything like that unless they have been exterminated first. You know, they have that chemical treatment.
I'll exterminate it. I'll put a little alcohol on it for you. I'll put some gubba on it for you.
Put a little gubba rum on it.
It
There we
has
go.
alcohol.
I think that's a great idea.
But what if it was in a donut?
Oh well, now it's okay.
Have you ever?
Let's call mini donuts and put in mini roaches.
Have you ever bought a food from a restaurant and there's a roach in the food?
Oh, no.
Has that ever happened to you?
But I have been in restaurants where there's one in particular where we were sitting down and there's a roach, not a small one, walking right across the wall.
In the restaurant?
In the restaurant.
Yeah, that
Yep.
happened to me.
I've had that.
I ordered spaghetti and meatballs.
And roaches.
I started eating it, and when I went to get my second serving, a huge roach was in there.
Oh.
So I called the guy, and I says, I want the owner here right away. Now, you got to understand, I've already eaten some of this. What do?
Did you
Might as well
send it
keep
back?
eating.
Keep,
Too late.
keep going.
Too late.
Keep going.
So the guy says, do you want me to bring you more? I says, oh, yeah, that's what I want. I want you to bring me more. Bring me my money. So I waited till he got there. I took a bag, and I put the finger in the old throat, and I says, here, I want to give you this back.
Oh.
I was so mortified.
That's pretty
That's
bad.
disgusting. What would you do? You would say, you move it to the
Move
side.
it aside. It's like when you find a hair in your food.
No.
Do you eat it or do you send the whole thing
No,
back?
I don't. The hair.
Doesn't bother you?
Waiter, there's
I've
a
gone
fly
like
in
this.
my soup.
I gone like this. I had a hamburger once. I went like this. I said, when is this gonna end? What are you gonna do?
Steven and his stand-up.
It's like if you drop something on the floor. Do you pick it up and eat it?
5-second rule.
5-second rule.
Always.
Kiss
You guys do it?
Hell yeah.
No, well, it depends. If I'm in a studio, maybe not. There's thousands of people walking across this floor. Where, of course, in my kitchen, it is pristine. And the floor is pure. And there's a 10-second rule in my kitchen.
Mr. Clean It, you're good.
That's
Is
right.
Francine ready for you to come home tonight?
Excuse me?
Is your wife ready for you to come home tonight?
Oh, yeah, she's all excited.
She's very excited, right?
I told her, yeah, I'll be in at midnight. She says, see you in the morning.
Is that his wife's name, Francine? Because he sort of said, who?
Yeah, who?
Yeah. I'll see you in the morning.
She
right?
wasn't, let's just say she wasn't all that impressed.
She says, I'm sorry, Steve who?
Yeah. He said, somebody used to live here, but there's no forwarding address. Sorry.
Just send mail here to the Brooklyn Cafe.
Right.
We take all Steve's mail.
Now, Steve was at a tasting this weekend.
Yeah, it was a busy weekend.
How was it? How was the tasting?
The tasting was great. Yesterday was the Miami Rum Festival at the Women's Club of Coral Gables, which is a lovely little building. There was a terrific turnout. There were over, I think, 35 or 40 brands, including me and Gubba Rum. And Agris Jill, who you know, and we met a couple of weeks ago at the Fort Lauderdale event that we went to. She was helping me out, and she was really fabulous because she is a Spanish-speaking person, and it is so valuable to have that skill to be able to speak a second language.
In Miami, yes.
In Miami, it really is terrific.
Where was it held?
Again, the Women's Club of Coral Gables, which is on
Coral
just off Ponce de Leon. And how's that for an accent?
That's
Terrible?
south. Very south.
Good.
Very. Thank you. Thank
Ponce
you. So
de
much.
Leon.
Ponce de Leon.
It was a good turnout. It was a beautiful day.
It was a great turnout. We had a lot of fun. There was some rum flowing. And I want to tell you that you had the privilege, the Brooklyn Cafe TV show, had the privilege of debuting this past Friday the Gubba Silver Rum Mojito Margarita.
It was
very good.
fantastic.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much. And everybody loved it yesterday. And we also made the Gubba Gold Rum Espresso Chocolate Martini, and everybody was loving that as
Yes.
well. So we had a real good time with that. We made some very interesting contacts. I haven't seen a group of people called the Rum Buddies, who are really dear friends, and they always make it a point of coming to all these rum-focused events, the Miami Rum Festival, the Miami Rum Congress, the Hookie Lau in June in Fort Lauderdale, which is a tiki event, and a number of other events. So we saw them yesterday, had a few sips of rum last night by the pool at a motel in Miami, in Coral Gables. It was so good to see these people, and I have to say, I am so grateful to have them as friends because they were so effusive in saying, "How you doing?" to me, and they were so happy to see me. It meant a lot. It really, really meant a lot.
Have you ever made rum balls?
I have not. I have sort of helped make rum cakes and rum cookies, which was a lot of fun.
I think Anna's making some fudge balls for something, so we should add some rum to it and do like fudge rum balls.
I think we should get these little plastic containers and make Gubba blue balls.
What, Gubba what?
Blue balls.
Please explain.
You're starting that again, and I don't
Because
know
I'm
where
not
you're
going
going.
there without
What's wrong with that?
what would be
Didn't
in
we
that.
talk about this
It'll
on
be
Friday?
Gubba rum and that blue liqueur.
Curacao?
Oh, curacao, blue
Curacao.
curacao.
Yeah, and a little something, something. Something else.
That's
Or
a
you-
thought.
wrong?
Nothing.
And then what you do is you pop a little straw on the top of it and you drink your Gubba blue balls. What's wrong with that?
Oh, so a shot, not really a chewy
It's like
ball.
a ball. No, not a chewy ball. No, you're not going to chew it. You're going to drink this.
So it's a shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you guys acting like so
Because
strange?
I was thinking like a rum ball, it's like a cake with rum in it.
I'm not eating any blue balls. I ain't doing that. I'm drinking the Gubba rum blue ball, which is he got that because he told me on Friday night that he makes that.
You do?
I wasn't there. I don't know. I
Dennis Rodman is your
I
friend.
disavow any knowledge, and I will self-destruct in 5 seconds before I say anything.
But do you see how well everybody's like, what? It's in the marketing of what you say.
Yes,
Of course.
that's you.
If I would have said pink, Gubba pink balls, nobody would think about it.
Yeah.
But when you say blue, because your mind is always in the gutter,
Always in the
Well, it's
gutter.
attached to the rest of me.
How were your tastings Saturday? You had one at Black Tie and one at Boca
Yeah,
Liquors,
no,
right?
they were great. They were really good. We sold a few bottles at each store, at Black Tie Liquors and at Boca Liquors. So they were very good. Our tasting Friday afternoon down at Primo's Liquors, right near the Seminole Casino, was great as well. And one of the best parts of the Miami Rum Festival is being able to refer people who want to buy the rum to all the local stores. Flagami Liquors, right across from the Miami Casino. Big Game Liquors on 42nd Avenue in Miami.
Big Game Liquors?
Big Game Liquors. Now,
Wow.
there's two ways of looking at that. The World Series Big Game, or the Big Game, because you're not allowed to say Super Bowl. You're not allowed to say that. They sue you. In fact, I'm expecting now a telegram from Bob Kraft.
Send it to Boston.
He's going to sue me now because I said that. And Robert, what's his name? Goodell, Robert Goodell, or Richard Goodell, whatever his name is. Also Bryson's Liquors at the other end of the airport. So there's several stores near where we were that sell the rum, and the people really came from all over South Florida. A lot of people from Davie, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Delray, Boca. So it was great. It was great.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Big rum
lot of fun.
weekend.
A lot of rum. I was going to go Saturday to the one here
Boca
in
Liquors?
Boca. But then I got that meeting with Jack, so I couldn't go. But I should have gone anyway. You were there till what, 3 o'clock?
We were 1 to 3 at Boca, and then we went up to Black Tie.
How was it received at Boca?
Pretty well. The toughest thing is that the one thing that's hard to figure, especially down here, it's a beautiful day. It's 85 degrees. There's not a cloud in the sky. So are people getting errands done, or are they heading to the beach? And traffic at these stores, it's very hard to judge what the day is going to bring. But it was busy enough, and we had a great time.
See, at an event like that, especially there, I know that the corner where the Palm Beach Bagel is, it gets packed around 12-ish.
It was packed. When I got there at quarter of 1, it was packed. And then by 2:30, quarter of 3, when they're starting to close, quiets down. Quiets
But
down.
at 12 o'clock, you got to bring the clowns out of the clown car. You got to make a little noise in the parking lot. You know, I've been studying and researching this because I hold meetings at the Dunkin', at the bagel place, and I was wondering if you were going to be there till 3. I wanted to make some noise, but time just left me. But that's a good spot if you pick your moments, as they say.
Oh, it's a great spot. It's certainly a great spot. But Don, as you say in whatever commercial it is, you know, if a tree falls in the forest and there's nobody there, does anybody hear it? And sometimes that's what it's like when you're doing these tastings.
But it just takes one.
Yeah, you're right. All you
just
need is
takes
one person
one.
to buy a bottle, and you're in business.
You know, just one person to meet. I was talking to Rochelle. We went to a book signing of a friend of ours from 6 years ago. And the last event we were at, there were 6,000 people at the event. This event, there were 12. But I met Rochelle.
Yes.
Right?
Right,
So
right.
I met Rochelle and I met Coach Julie. I met 2 great people at this event. So you can be an event of 6,000 or 12,
nobody,
and you just want to meet those right people.
Yeah, and if you're at any event and you meet the right person or a right person for whatever it is you're trying to do, well, then you've had a great success.
Exactly.
It's funny, you know, there's
How
a
you measure
can.
success.
There's a can that they put the can on top of a little car. I don't want to name the can because I don't want to name the product. But you know what I'm talking about? They're all over the beach.
Yeah.
When that can first came out, I applied for a job because they pay very, very well. And you go in the can, you know, you go in the car and it has that can that's hanging like this. You go on the beach and you hand out samples. So the guy met me. He says, "You're too old for this." I said, "I'm what?" He says, "You're too old." So I said, "I'll make you a deal." I says, "Give me one of the girls. You can put whoever you want against me. Let's see who gives out more samples." So they went to the beach, and you know, on the beach you got freeloaders that they just want a sample and they ain't gonna buy nothing. I went to a club, a country club, and he came back. He says, "I got 50 orders already. It's been 15 minutes. How the hell did you do that?" You know, it goes to show you, if you put it out, like the Blue Boy drink, things happen. That's all I got to say. Things happen.
It's all about positioning, how you put it out there.
I didn't say that. She did.
No
Don't
pun
ever use that
intended.
word when you're talking about Blue Boy drink. What's the matter with you? See this? See what I got to put up with?
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, let's talk about success and not repositioning, but
Now she's
talk to
afraid to
Rochelle.
use the word.
oh man, see what you do to me? You make me a little squirmy in my seat. Give us a call. 888-565, that's the radio station. 888-994-4995. Studio A. Yeah,
She's like
you're making me
discombobulated. The
nervous.
wheels have come off the bus.
Stay tuned. We will be right back.
only here because you're there. Step by step through day by day.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Proudly distilling out of West Palm Beach, Florida, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Yes, I let go, you take control.
I said something.
I say nothing.
And we're back.
I say
Back, I
nothing.
tell you, back.
You know the beautiful thing of sitting in silence and space? You don't have to say anything to be heard. Think about that.
We're on radio. You can't do that. Listen,
Think about that.
this portion of the show is brought to you by.
Gubba Rum. It's wicked smooth.
You see this?
I think holiday gifts, that is the gift to give. A bottle of Gubba Rum and a Brooklyn Cafe Show mug. What do you think, Steve?
I think it's a great idea, and keep in mind, it is now coquito season.
Correct.
Yeah, but I don't have no coquito from the Gubba man.
You know, yesterday I got the communication about inquiries into with the purchase of Gubba Silver Rum for coquitos, and they're on their way. They are on their way.
I gotta tell you, coquito with this stuff is powerful magic because this has a nice little taste to it to begin with. You could drink this just in a straw, but when he mixes it with the coquito, I'm gonna tell you, we are ordering a Gubba suit. So when you come back down, you will be the Gubba man.
A Gubba suit?
Yes.
A Gubba
Bathing
suit?
suit?
A Gubba suit. It's like a giant suit.
A bathing suit? Slick
When you
wants to
say
wear
a
it.
giant suit, you mean it'll be a
Slick is
little
the only one that
baggy?
wants to know if you're wearing a bathing suit.
If I-
Slick's gonna wear
You
it.
are going to look like
To
a double
Tortuga.
bottle. Like a bottle. Like that.
Oh, one of those.
You should have gone to Tortuga.
I'm sorry?
You should have gone to the Tortuga Festival with the Gubba.
I happen to have
Did you have representation there?
in the home. I would love to go to the Tortuga Rum Festival. There's also one in St. Bart's.
Wasn't there just one yesterday?
Yes, Denise was there. A lot of people we know were there. If you would have said something, I would have gotten you representation.
Well, nobody said anything to me. We could have arranged that. That would have been great.
Listen, why don't you say hi to all our friends out there on IGTV?
Everyone, IGTV.
Welcome, Instagram land, to the Brooklyn Cafe TV extravaganza in Monday special. And this is special today because wait till you hear the guest that's coming up in a minute.
We've got a great guest. We've got Rochelle Sylvain Spence. He could do a whole intro for us.
When I'm on television, you're going to be the guy that makes the announcement. You know the guy that makes the announcement?
Yeah, Arthur Treacher,
You.
Ed McMahon,
You know,
Ed
it's,
McMahon.
Don
Ed
Amici.
McMahon.
Don Amici.
No, Ed McMahon. Forget about all those other guys.
it's funny. Everyone texts me now. When can I come to your networking event? When can I come for a Friday? When can I come for a Friday? I'm like, okay.
Well, we are actually reconfiguring to get that.
Everyone's been
accomplished.
texting me all weekend, all day today. They want to come for a networking event.
Yes, and you know something, our next guest is going to, what?
Remember we were talking about that? It'd be like,
We have.
They want to do it right. Instead of us going out there, people want to come right here.
And I think that I'm going to do is I'm going to have platforms built. You remember in the old days when you used to go to clubs and they had women or guys dance in these boxes? Remember that? Why are you looking at me so strangely?
Because I know what that means. Slick. Dawn.
That is.
Vlad, it's going to be a Dawn.
So we can have Rochelle stand here. You can have Gubba inside one of these, and they're holding up their products so that you walk around. It's art in movement.
Well, I'm excited to have Rochelle back with us because you were so moved by Rochelle when she was here a couple weeks ago. He said, you got to bring her back. You got to bring her back. So she is back, and did you film a little bit of that today?
All of it.
Which was
We
fantastic.
filmed all of it.
And Steve, I don't know if you got a chance to talk to Rochelle, but I'm going to let her talk. She was an author and more than a coach. I think coach is when people tell me they're a coach, I wish there was a better word. I feel like we should create a word.
Now
'Cause
everybody's using that, you know.
Coach, consultant, it's none of those. You're more than that. You help people find their purpose, step into their purpose, as you always say, that you were born with, that you were meant to be, but finding and igniting it.
It's funny because lately I've been using the term, I am a master igniter. I
you go.
ignite people's inner flame.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I could see like a lighter going.
Yes.
Yeah.
You ignite. So give everyone a little bit of background. Her book is called My Energy, and I love the way the spelling on this book.
Thank you.
But this is more than a book, it's a journal.
It is a book. It is a journal where we talk about self-discovery and energy shifting. And I introduced a 7-step process to really getting to know yourself from the core.
When you talk about energy, is it your internal energy? Because you walked in today and we had the door open. And for me, that's as much as Freddie moves art to shift energy, I like to open the door when we can and shift the energy. Or is it your own internal energy?
In this book, I'm specifically speaking about our internal energy, the energy you carry within yourself at all times. And as human beings, it shifts continuously depending on the type of day we're having. The moment my energy shift, I was having a great time. The thing I was missing is the rum.
Oh, we have to get her some rum then, Vlad. Let's give her a drink.
So the energy shifted at that moment. So it's like, the energy you carry at all given time, and sometimes it goes from a very high positive to a possibly negative, depending on what's happening in your space at the moment. So that's the energy that I'm referring to. And no matter how woke you are or enlightened you are, you do get a time throughout the day that, your energy can shift.
When people work with you for energy shifting, most of your clients come to you, why?
A lot of my clients come in because they're having a hard time. They're feeling overwhelmed, depleted, disconnected with themselves, and trying to find what the alignment in their life. Either because they've been doing the same thing over and over and over, and they realize that this is not for them, but they don't know how to break away from it. Or you have clients who are feeling that they've been carrying several different hats, but yet are unable to feel connected with themselves. And it's overwhelming.
It's making the
and draining.
connection to yourself. We were talking before the show about finding happiness,
Yes.
finding your connection. And you can't find it in a box of, you may find temporary in a box of candy or an event, but ultimately happiness, your purpose has to come from within you.
Yes.
And how do you ignite that in people?
So I believe for me, it's the joy that you're seeking within. Happiness can exist throughout. I mean, in 1 minute you're laughing, you're happy. The joy is ever going, and that's the light that you get within you. And once you connect with that inner joy, it's easy for you to move through life and finding moments, regardless of what you're going through in life. As you're having the hardest time, you can still find joy within the pain.
True that.
And I'll give an example of birth. A mother who's giving birth, and it's excruciating pain, excruciating. But then as soon as the baby comes out, you forget about the pain because you're experiencing instant joy. So you can find joy in the pain.
And then when they're 14, you get that pain back. But anyway,
Exactly.
for those of you that did not watch the morning show, shame on you. But we had a interesting concept that we talked about, a movie that I watched over the weekend called Words versus Pictures. And I noticed that she puts in different pictures in this book. You want to tell us a little bit about the reason why?
So the reason why I placed it is really put so that the reader or the person who's working on themselves could put themselves in an environment that is soothing. So that when they actually put the time in to work on themselves, they find themselves in the space that is calling them to really release all that is holding them within. And that's the reason why it's a soothing space. You feel it, you're experiencing it as if you were actually there.
Interesting. She uses words, resistance. She uses energy, and she writes it in a different way. Rhythm, and you brought this up when we were talking about you. For me, it's all about rhythm. And it isn't about dancing rhythm, it's about life rhythm, which can come in many, many forms, correct?
Yes.
How do you, like you had a fantastic conversation with Steve, who happens to have a lot of what I like to say in a rhythm. When I first met him, I was shocked, not because of his product being delicious and everything else, but the kind of individual that he is. He makes everybody in the room comfortable. And he's a bad CPA. On top of that, besides that, he's very good. But everything else that happens, how do you plug in people's rhythms so that they can hear just how good they are?
The way I go about doing it always goes back to the self. It's individualized. So, see, you need to know your rhythm so that you can interact. When you show up, you attract similar rhythm that comes your way. And this is why I speak a lot on finding your inner rhythm. That sound, that beat, that vibration that resides, that's generated within yourself, understanding why it's there, the purpose behind it, and understand what's moving through you. Even through your breath. What each breath means different things. If you're exhausted, your breath is different. The rhythm that comes through that is different.
Your energy
So
changes.
understanding each of these elements is the rhythm that I'm speaking on. So that when you actually show up, you show up fully in rhythm with yourself. And then you start attracting people that have similar vibration as you.
That's the key, is showing up and showing up.
Consistency.
Right? Because people will throw those pebbles or those naysayers or an angle to get you off your track. But you have to stay within yourself to keep that purpose going. Otherwise, you're here and you're here and you're there and you're there. And next thing you know, you have no idea where you're going, where you were, until you sit in that silence and say, okay, I'm back.
What I love is that everybody wants an instant explanation as to why you do what you do.
Yeah.
And there is no instant explanation. You know, in baseball, and Steve, you'll appreciate this, in the old days, when a batter struck out and he went to the dugout, every player used to hit the back of the knee, tap the back of the knee, because they were trying to transfer positive energy, stay up, keep your head up and everything else. That's a lost art. That doesn't exist anymore. When you eat at a dinner table and you pray over the food, that's a lost art because it's transfer of energy. And it's refreshing to hear that the art is still alive because it's what you do. You transfer people's energy. Steve does it. I've seen Steve and I've thrown a complete different language at him and he still finds a way. You can see him thinking and he finds another way to incorporate it with what we're talking about. It's refreshing to know that this exists because, and I look at Dawn, sometimes we're we're raised differently, or we're in a situation that is different, that doesn't allow you to be yourself sometimes. Sometimes being comical is not appreciated. Like your wife, she doesn't think you're funny at all.
How many years you married? 36?
How many what?
How many years?
All together, or you mean without the breaks, or what do you mean?
Talk into your microphone.
I'm sorry.
Use your brain.
Hello. We've been married, carry the one, 44 blissful years.
Blissful. And you haven't changed. It's the funny thing. You don't let that circumstance change you. That,
believe it or not, that's actually true. I'm the same now as I was 40 years ago.
Because you are just naturally you.
Yes. See, but I think Steve practices a lot of what's in your book, Rochelle.
I was the role model for her book.
Because we talked about last week, in business, you come across a lot of people that aren't always happy for you. There's angles, there's the business side, but you have to forgive sometimes what happens and what they do to keep those connections going, right? Someone can get you upset, but you need that connection. So you have to forgive and you have to put that anger aside to continue to do what you do. Otherwise, we're going to alienate a whole lot of people. And you talk about that forgiveness is crucial and necessary to abundant living, but it comes in two parts. Yes. Which is, first we have to forgive ourselves, and then we have to forgive ourselves for the past actions taken. Why is forgiveness so important? Because it is not easy. What do they say? You can forgive but not forget?
The reason why forgiveness is so important, it stumps your growth if you don't forgive. If you don't forgive, you sit there and you continuously reliving the past and you're unable to move forward. And the reason why I mentioned, and there's a lot of writings about that, it's important to forgive yourself first because you're the one holding yourself back. The person that you're upset at has moved on. Life goes on for them. Sometimes they're not even aware that you're upset at them, or they're not aware that it caused you pain, right? So you need to be able to break away from that feeling that's within you because you're not allowing yourself to fully grow and get to the next stage. So once you forgive yourself, it becomes easier to go now forgive the other person.
So forget the guilt.
Yeah.
No, guilt isn't a good solution. People that say something hurtful that don't realize they've said it, are you able to see the difference between purpose and non-purpose?
So I believe that today I could easily say that, not that I could see exactly where the person's coming from, but I could understand that it hurt me because my values got affected. That the person that does not understand that they have hurt you, or based on what they've said, is because they're not as connected to the pain, because they don't value the things that has hurt you the same way.
So that could be a trigger, right?
Pardon me? Yeah, it's a trigger. So I'll give an example of that. I value honesty, and I value loyalty. So if someone is dishonest to me, it hurts me, it triggers me. If Steve doesn't value honesty and was dishonest, for him it's like, what's the big deal? I just fibbed and I just did this, and doesn't understand the gravity of what he did and why he took it so seriously. But for them it's not that serious, but for you it is. So when you put things into perspective like that, it helps you navigate life a little better. You don't get
or does it?
because you don't get as upset. Well, once you understand it.
Well, hold on. What if you understand it and you've done everything in your power to show them how it has affected you? Then, and they continue to do it. Now, are they choosing it, or is it still ignorance?
A little bit of both. It may be. Because if you don't have the mindset to help you to understand, or the intelligence maybe, or the you don't have the processes in place for you to understand how that could have hurt, then no matter what you say, the person will never get it. Now, it could be a decision because they don't care. So no matter what you say, if I don't care enough about what you said, so I'll continue doing it. And then you make a decision. Do you continue want to be in that space with this person or this situation or not? Then it becomes your decision. You are in control of where you remain or where you don't remain.
But don't you, if it's true that what you want to do is teach people, help people, and reach people, you can't back away from it. You can't say, you know, I had enough of this person. They're on my last blue gubba ball.
If you are, if you are actively in a working relationship with a person where you assisting them or you're teaching them, and then you have guidelines that you have to go with, so that it would, with limits, right?
But don't we all teach every day? Do you talk to people and don't you, I mean, just your karma teaches, just your energy, you're entering the room. Aren't we doing that every day?
Well, your presence is it's teachable moment for everyone, but you don't control what other people see and how they receive it. You can only take control of how you show up. So if my presence is a teachable moment, I hope that you learn from me, but I don't know if you do unless we actually engage in conversation. But I will continuously show up as my best version so that when I do come in, you learn just from my presence. Or you talk about me later because something affected you one way or the other. So that you there was a thing that was said, or moment that was had, or a touch that you had. Basically, if I touched you, something that you're like, oh my God, I remember when Rochelle showed up, that smile she had, or the way in which she spoke, or the way in which she sat, you remember it. So I could only show up as myself so that I could continuously be an example for anybody that sees me. And if that was an impact, then I met my purpose. My purpose to impact lives. So if my presence impacted you, then that's my paycheck.
That's your ROI. You and I have talked about different situations, perspective versus reality. But if someone says something that I value one way, you value another, if it triggers one of us in a negative way, but the trigger doesn't exist for the other person, that other person's never going to understand why someone else felt hurt. If someone said something to me that was hurtful because it was a trigger that brought up an emotion, you never had that emotion, you say, I don't understand why you feel that way. That's not the intent. Whether it was the intent or not, it's the value of that trigger for me.
It's not that I don't see the trigger. I do see the trigger. My confusion is how you've lived this, you've overcome this, and then we go back to it.
Talk about past triggers.
Well, unless it's, so you said you lived it, you overcome it. Have you processed it prior to overcoming it? How did you overcome it? What was the process?
But that's the part that upsets me, because I thought we've gone past this. You know, life is really strange. You could resolve a problem, and then it manifests itself, and then it comes back another way. And you're not prepared to handle that other way. So it isn't that the problem is bigger than you, is that you're dealing with the problem is smaller than the problem.
So there's a big, in my opinion, you could resolve it, but not heal from it. Did you heal from it prior to resolving it?
Interesting.
Or maybe we use it to teach a lesson. If a problem comes, work it out. You know, it's really funny. Sometimes I'll come in here and they'll say, why are you so negative today?
Steve, I know you can't imagine.
No, I can't.
But I'm going to tell you why. Because sometimes you want to make sure people are paying attention.
Yes.
So when you take away, you're adding. You understand? If you act like, you know, something's bothering you, just be quiet. I had this experiment one time where I told people to go like this when they having a conversation. You just put your finger on your head, or scratch your head. And the person's going to say, did I confuse you? No, I got an itch. You understand? Sometimes the way less is more.
Yes.
I learned that from Steve.
I'm sure. I'm not surprised.
Have you read my series of books on this subject?
So I have.
And then you talk about your intuition, but it's just funny because you were talking to me this morning about when people say they got a message from God or they heard God say or their angels spoke to them, but you don't hear it. But yet in your book you call it intuition.
Well, yes. So I believe that we have we all have the sound that resonates within us to be able to be connected to it. The reality is, in my story that I mentioned before about when my home was invaded in Haiti, and I remember sharing, and I was just 11 years old, and I was saying to my parents, I do not want to sleep in my room. Can I just move rooms? It was an intuitive feeling.
That night
I can't
you
tell
knew not
you
to be there.
at the time what it sounded like because I didn't know how to connect with it.
But that night before your home was invaded, you knew not to be in your room?
Yes.
Wow.
I asked, I said, can I please?
You just gave me chills.
Can I please, I don't want to sleep in this room. And then they took my mattress, they put them in their bedroom. That night, my room was levitating. It was like boulders were coming through the room nonstop, piercing through my bedroom into my bathroom.
Wow.
When the next morning, the cops came, they asked, where's the person who died in this room? And it was my room. So had I stayed, I wouldn't be able to grace you my presence today.
It's a good thing she don't hear God's voice. I don't know what the hell else to call it.
So
Right.
that's the intuition, right? I didn't know then what it was. I really didn't know. But I have several instances that things like that has happened to me where I realized okay, there's something there. I need to connect with that. I need to understand what it means. And this is what I mean by listening or hearing and hearing the vibration, pay attention to what's being generated, connect with it. And my story this morning was me actively trying to do that. When I said okay, people say they hear voices. They don't hear voices. They say, God spoke to me. What does that mean? But yet I feel sensation within me, and that's what they mean. It's not an actual voice. It's something that's going through you, and whatever was going through me, I felt it because I'm this is something new. Yeah. Things are changing in my life right now, and I need to pay attention to what that is. So I am obedient to the experience because I have fully surrendered to what's meant for me, to the will of God. For me, I call him God. By doing that, I became obedient. So whatever I'm experiencing, the goosebumps, the emotion, that's what I mean. It comes in different ways. But as I experience it, I'm realizing, oh my God, this is something greater than me that's happening because I have to be still. And I have to listen. So I move lately, especially this year, every step, every phone call, every action. You told me, hey, come okay, I'm coming. Go there, okay. Because I'm realizing that I'm being obedient to whatever that is. But if I don't feel like going to, I listen to that too. Because when every fiber of my body is telling me, yeah, you don't need to be there. I don't.
You're going to listen to your voice.
I do.
It's like you ever heard you have a meeting and you're rushing out to go to this meeting, you hit traffic or you have a flat tire and then something bad happens. Mm-hmm. I heard this story over and over again during 9/11 where people say, I decided to take the day off. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get to work today. And just over and over. And something told me not to go to work. Now, it could be because the event happened and people were left alive, that they weren't at work today. And Michelle Motta, you got to meet one of the ladies. She was across the street and she was late to work. And they saved her life. But it's funny because we all have that sound. It's rhythm. Yes. It could be a feel. It could be anything. It could be meeting a Steve on the street and he talks to you for directions and it takes 35 minutes. It could be a lot of stuff. It could be anything. Yeah. But the bottom line is that you have to be able to acknowledge it.
You just mentioned 9/11. I remember that day because I was in New York, and from my house I was able to see the smoke. And at the time, I was a medical social worker. So my father comes up the stairs from the basement and said, hey, did you know what just happened? And I got up, and I was working evenings, so I went to check it out. But the first action I had, talking about like being obedient and listening, it was just like, as I was watching it, I was literally getting myself ready. And it wasn't time for me to go to work. And I just literally got dressed, got in my car, drove to work. And I worked on Long Island at the time. Because I just listened, I just paid attention to what I was experiencing, and I got dressed, and I just went to the ER waiting to be of service.
Do you ever feel like you're a messenger?
I believe, I don't know how to call it yet. I'm still processing what this all means. But that could be part of that as well. But I don't know yet. I can't know how to
that
call
learning you have going on.
All right, you want to take a commercial break?
I do, because is it me or is something burning?
I have a candle burning.
What are you burning?
A candle.
Well, we got to check that because it smells like something else is burning.
It looks good over there. But we got to hit some Gubba Rum up because Steve is heading back to Boston. We got to get another drink going of the day.
We're gonna drink to his leaving. Is that the deal?
Not at all. When's he coming back?
told you
We
to
got to
stay.
give Rochelle some
sorry?
Gubba.
I told you to stay. You say you have all this business. You got to go.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Did that clear it up? I think so. Yeah.
Take a quick break when we come back.
Yeah.
Let's get our Gubba Rum. Get time for Thanksgiving. Drink of the day. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
No one inside to rescue me. I'm coming to you with my last prayer. I close my eyes and you're right there. Yeah! You lift me up and make me strong. Give me the chance to carry on.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commissioned work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day.
Welcome to Mini Donut World, where the donuts are hot, fresh, and delicious, made to order and customizable by you. Gourmet specialty flavors such as apple pie, French toast, campfire, and strawberry cheesecake are always popular. Looking to tailor your appetite? Build your own mini donut. Choose from over 18 flavored donut bases, add on your icing flavor, and choose from over 15 toppings and drizzles. While kids enjoy our design your own kits to take home, our 21 and over customers love our alcohol-infused donuts. Come visit Mini Donut World at 8763 Sterling Road in Cooper City. Have questions or want to place an order? Give us a call at 954-369-2301. We know you will love each bite of our deliciously distinctive mini donuts. Creative, enchanting, whimsical. Artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions, expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay. Her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. I show you editing 101.
Editing 101.
Editing 101.
Wait, I think Steve went to get some special drinks. Rochelle, now you have not had any cup of rum, right?
No, not yet.
All right, you like rum?
You're from the Caribbean, no? Oh.
You also have a non-for-profit that we have not spoken about that we should really talk about.
501c3? Oh, I got to talk to you about some other things then.
Tell us about your organization. Slick's getting you set up, Sleep.
Microphone.
There we go. Thank you. I have a foundation called the Moonlight Kai Foundation, which means Kids Back Home. We support grassroots organizations that are in Haiti, and their mission being with child welfare, and we provide them with the resources they need to continue to do the work that they do. So we have a school currently that we're assisting with a food program where we feed about 400 students a hot meal a day.
Wow.
We first started, the foundation has been in existence for the past 12 years. And we started this school when we were just doing 2 days, twice a week. Now we're like 5 days.
How are the circumstances right now in Haiti? Because I heard that the U.S. Embassy is asking Americans to leave there because of the gangs. How is the situation there?
My understanding, and I have limited understanding of the political situation in Haiti, but I understand is that the safety issues is real. It's really high alert, and there are gangs managing several sections of the country.
And is there a government right now in place or no?
My understanding, there is a but we're still waiting to have those.
What inspired you to start a foundation? Because you could have just given back or helped.
It goes back to purpose and the impact that I wanted to do have in the children of Haiti. I feel that having raised in Haiti, I really have a privilege and surrounded with poverty. And if I had to do anything, I felt like it was important for me to give back to the children. I believe that you start with the children, so much more can happen in life. And there's a almost vulnerable group there, and that's why I've had to give back to my community one way or the other in order to give back to my
It's interesting. I was watching, I guess last weekend, that peanut butter paste that is helping solve malnutrition in many, many countries. That there was a woman who knew nothing from this, and she partnered, I want to say it may be from France, and they actually have a factory here in the States because they couldn't get this out fast enough, but they knew it was going to save lives if they could manufacture this peanut butter paste for these children. And within days, it gets these kids walking, it gets them talking again. You don't realize we live in this society of privilege. You may not get to eat what you want, but there is food. And there are other countries that there is not even food for our kids of any sort.
Exactly. And, if you're able to, for me, there was no other options. I am Haitian American. I love my Haitian people. I love the country. I just love the culture. The country itself is so good. Outside of the noise and the political component, the country itself as a core is such a wonderful country. The people are amazing. And for whatever reason, there's always this cloud over the country from generation to generation that has not fully allowed it to prosper the way that it can and it should. And so my connection for me with Haiti, I don't do politics. I'm a victim of politics. More so, I'm a victim of a government, I should say. So I'm just about giving back, helping the best way I know how, and there was no other option but to start there.
Do people send you money, or how do you raise funds?
So we raise funds through raising money. We have done in-kind donations, and the in-kind donation when we do 2 drives, I do the school supply drive right before school starts, and I'm not equipped to do any type of drive where I'm getting cans of goods and stuff like that to ship because it takes a whole different setup that is required for that. So financial And the one time that I do a drive is during the school supply drive, where I send to the schools to make sure that the students that we're assisting at the schools we're assisting, that they have the supplies in the school. And we have about 20 students that we have a scholarship program that we assist with their tuition, so that I make sure that they have like what they need, like the backpacks and stuff like that for that.
It's so interesting. And what's it called when you help the kids? How do you pronounce what you had said?
Oh, Timun Lakai, which is Creole, which means kids back home.
See, and in Hebrew, Tikkun Olam means repairing the world.
There you go.
So somewhere in all of these different languages.
Yes,
it
it's
is all the
connection. We're
same.
all interconnected.
Right?
How old are the children?
They vary from the age of 5 to 18, because the schools, we do it, I mean, it's all from elementary to high school. And in terms of orphanages that we have helped in the past, it varies. The ages varies as well.
We actually had a lady who used to bring us plants. That's one. That's one.
Kids for Kids Ministry.
That's one. And those Kids for Kids, they
Wonderful show.
actually raise money. She wanted to raise money to put a floor in the school. Remember that?
Thank you.
And I have
Yes.
no idea of how it even ended up because the pandemic started.
Can reach back out to her and see what's going on.
I think we should.
But there
I
are the
think
kids that were sleeping on the
On
floor.
the floor.
on dirt
Yeah.
floors.
And it requires a lot of oversight. So I am not a large organization. I am a very small one, and it's contained. But then the work, it's like, you know, it's definitely worthy work that we do down there.
It's incredible what you do.
I haven't been able, due to the situation, I personally, because I do not have the setup where I can have all the security that I required for me to go. So I have not been back in about a year or two. However, I do have someone in the ground overseeing it, and I am in constant communication with the school that I'm assisting. Right now, we have a school we're assisting, and we also have a girls leadership program that we're supporting through another organization as well.
Well, you stay here for now. Let that whole thing.
Yeah,
you know, you
no,
could
so
be
yeah,
more
yeah,
effective
Exactly.
here and
Exactly.
You know what's going on over there. From what I was told from Leslie and everything else, it's just
It's a lot.
insane.
It's a lot.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they won't let things go through for kids and things of that nature. It seems that it does filter through. And
If you have the right support in terms of the manpower, and that can assist you with it, yes, definitely. I do have a colleague of mine who has her non-for-profit, and when the earthquake happened, she services actually that region of Haiti, and she has the support system. She has everything that she needs in order for her to move stuff in and out. I do not have that, so. But I like what I do from the space that I do it. You know, I support, you're in the ground, I support you. I'm more like I grant you the service, you know, the resources, and I make sure that I do the auditing to make sure that what we said we're gonna do has happened, and I have a check and balance system for that. And I used to go in more often to make sure to do the visit, to to see how things are being managed.
But now it's so different. You have any family in Haiti, Slick? You still do?
Yeah.
Well,
have
I
you
do.
heard from them?
Yeah, I do.
You guys have heard from your family over there?
No.
No. Everything okay?
Everything okay on my mom's side, yeah.
People are still living, right? It's just that people get comfortable living with their new circumstances. It's not easy, but it's possible. Going back to, pushing through the pain and pushing through adversity and obstacles, if you're faced with things and you just have to, Haitians have become very comfortable and used to adjusting to what's given to them. And that's what's happening in Haiti. People get adjust to the what their new normal looks like. It's not ideal, but that's their reality.
It's like our new normal here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's interesting.
True.
That says a lot about a lot of things, right? And that goes back to where we started the interview with clients and people who adjust to their new normal until you can't adjust anymore.
Exactly.
Until the pain is so great that the pain overrides the joy. And that's when it's time to call Rochelle and say, all right, this is, the pain situation has overridden the joy.
Rochelle's like a timeout.
And help me find,
You need a
help me
timeout.
find where I need to go next.
Well, it's funny because since Gubba's been in town, we try to talk about different ways of doing business, different angles, different things that we want to do. We want to do concerts. We want to do. But it's not easy to do because there's this noise of the new normal. There's this noise where people still, for whatever reasons, they don't understand that you have to be careful. You have to be in tune with what's going on, and they don't do that. So it's not about putting a concert for 30,000 people together without having some kind of resistance, to use a word that you coined, to do it correctly. It's not that I don't want to do certain things, I do, but I have to do it. And that's why I asked Steve to participate in everything that we attempt to do, because he has a different eye, he has a different view, and he's more conservative than I am.
Well, Steve is like a chameleon. He just fits in with everyone. You can fit in with Steve-O and the guys on the couch. You can fit in with Rochelle over here. You can fit in down to Miami at a rum festival.
Cheers.
He does. You just fit in wherever it goes. You're just great that way.
Talk it to your mic. Talk it to your mic.
I'm sorry. Life is adapting and changing and adjusting. If you live within a rigid framework and you won't change or adapt or adjust, you're going to have a tough time. It's really pretty simple. So, and it doesn't mean, I mean, perhaps from time to time, you compromise to accomplish what you want to do. You can't. You don't want to overcompromise to give up your values, but at the same time, that's what life is. It's constant compromising, day after day, minute to minute to minute. That's what it is.
And you have to be able to rebound when it doesn't work, and you have to find the silver lining and all that stuff.
And for me, there's no other choices.
Or the Gubba Silver makes a nice silver lining.
There you go.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Cheers.
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 Rochelle, you have to taste this. Let us know what you think. This is Steve the Margarita? Mojito?
That's delicious.
Thank you. It's sort of half and half. We're
It's
going to
really
call
good.
it
It's good, right?
Mogarita.
A Mogarita.
A Mogarita.
Welcome to Monday
So it's
afternoons.
bottled?
This is not. It's not bottled. It's an organic mix
Oh.
with my silver rum, which is a coconut infusion, and made with organic ingredients as well.
Beautiful.
It has a good taste to it.
You know, he's told me on Friday that using smaller glasses, people don't realize. Sorry, we realize.
I fooled you, huh, Don?
I've never seen
It's because
you
he gives me
finish.
small glasses
Yeah, but
with
you
a
have to
sip.
sip it.
I did. I just
And it's in
started.
a blue cup.
Well, last
figure.
Friday it was a pink cup.
I guess we finished the red. I finished.
Here's
we
your
finished
Gubba
the
Blue
red
Ball.
cups.
Here's the Gubba Blue Ball. This
That's
is what I'm
my
talking
point.
about.
That's
That was her point. Bada boom.
as I said 45 minutes ago. I have no response to that.
Adjustments, your Gubba Blue Ball.
You know, if we put a lid on this,
A rim?
a lid,
A lid.
not a rim, a lid,
Okay,
it becomes a Gubba Blue Ball.
there you go. And there it is.
There is a product that's similar to that, but it's in a round container.
I know that.
You see them
But
frequently
I don't
in
want
liquor
to. I don't
stores.
want to do round because they would have.
I understand.
We'll be stealing their idea, but this works the same.
How do you like it?
Yummy.
Yummy is good.
She catches
Yummy
it
is
fast.
She's adaptable as well.
I'm shocked you drank yours so fast. I'm still sipping and you're.
I'm like savoring every
It's like
sip.
Alexa's book. Adaptable.
Like,
We just keep adapting.
Tastes good.
You're
Steve, this is
adapting.
great. Yes,
I never
I'm
seen
glad
you
you like
adapt
it.
so quickly.
It's really good.
I know. Steve is a good bartender. He had a lot of practice.
Everyone.
You live in Broward County.
Yes, I do.
Steve, where do you have Gubba available in Broward?
Give me the city. I don't do this county stuff. I don't get you people.
I live in
Counties.
Weston.
I'm Weston. You know, I don't know. I gotta think. We'll have to. I gotta think about that.
All
I'm
right.
not
Where's
sure.
Monty?
Pembroke Pines?
Monty's over there. Pembroke Pines would be
West.
Primo's on Sterling Road.
Okay.
That's pretty close.
5993 Sterling Road, just going west, just past the Seminole Casino.
Okay.
Davy? Anything?
Davy,
Yes.
that's Davy. That would be Davy.
Davy. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds great.
Close enough. What else is in that vicinity?
There's a mega something.
Mega's out there, but I'm not in that store.
That store.
Primo is the store.
Now she had Gubba delivered.
Yes.
Yes.
Through Drizzly. Drizzly?
Right.
Drizzly.
Was that through
That was through
Oceans?
Monty.
Monty, my good friend Monty.
You call Monty or you call Drizzly?
Are you online through Drizzly? I think actually I ordered it through Oceans Wine and Liquor, and I think because Drizzly came up, and that's who it went through for delivery within like an hour.
Yeah, that's what they do.
So Rochelle, you don't have to even go to a liquor store. They'll deliver it to your house.
That's awesome. That could be like a nice holiday gift.
Yes. Well, we're trying to get Mr. Einstein over here to put a package together for a gift.
In Haitian culture, is there anything like the coquito?
Pates. Well, the drink? Yeah, cremas.
Yeah, he's promised
Make it
me
with
cremas now 3 years. I don't get the creme, I don't get the mas, and I get the less.
Creme mas.
I got so much aunts and aunties making it. I drink it myself.
It never makes it.
But there's
good.
a company that does
himself.
it that's really, I forgot the name of it, but I could find out.
One of a kind and adapts to everything without judgment of any kind. He is a gem.
Who?
Crystal. Steve, you are a gem.
Well, it's too kind. Thank
Freddie
you so
Big
much.
Pours will compensate for any small cup or glass. I see Crystal is feeling better.
Oh,
Welcome
hi,
back,
Crystal.
Crystal.
Crystal
How are ya?
is our producer up in Jupiter. In Jupiter, she brought the International Film Festival to
Yes.
us.
Yes.
And Lai was up there.
So your big pours make up for the small glasses.
Yes, they say the bigger the pour, the smaller the glass.
So we should try this in the cremas.
Yeah, right. I probably have a better chance of her bringing me cremas before you.
Because I drank it on the way.
He drank it on the way out.
I'll find it. I'll bring it to you.
And he also eats the bread that he's been promising me for 3 years. What's the name of the bread?
Oh, it's just called pan.
It's just bread.
It's just bread.
Haitian
Yeah,
bread.
3 years. We have a butter sponsor. This is Butterworth, Miss Butter. We wanted to put the butter on it. Not so much. Not so much.
Crystal, I'm glad you're feeling better. You have to come visit us. She's in Port St. Lucie. So good afternoon to you, Crystal. Haven't seen her in a few weeks.
She came here, she partied for 2 weeks, and now she needed to recuperate.
For about 2 months. I know. What happened? What'd you do to this poor girl?
Me, I watched her dancing, drinking, and
It would be
enjoying her
useless.
life.
Fun, yeah. She was having fun.
Rochelle, you work with individual clients. Are you in the speaker circuit? How do people find you and what you do?
I do speak. So right now I'm focusing more on the speaking because I think everything else will fall behind that. But I do individual, I do groups as well, coaching. So I do have like a group program that I launched like in the spring and in the fall. It's an 8-week program. And I also do have an individual
I see a
accessibility to
seminar
me.
here in your future. What do you think, Gubba?
I'm with
I
you.
think that would be a great opportunity. You know, in fact, it would be a great opportunity to do that and to put it on the air because it would be very valuable to people.
We could put a lock on it so that,
See, and I really feel like this is the time of year, and I keep saying this to our other hosts, and I don't think they talk to me about ROI and their other products. It's not about that. It's about the message right now that people need to hear. In my heart, what I'm seeing and I feel, my opinion, we're like coming out of this war. It's like this post-war mentality of everyone's grabbing. It's like when people, I guess, in the movie In the Heights, when the blackout, everyone go in and grab. They're grabbing clients. They're trying to grab money. They're trying to hold on to food. It's like this hoarding mentality because what if we go into again? But we're not adapting. We're not being kind. We have all these triggers. And I feel like we've lost kindness in humanity and hope and giving back. And this is the holiday season, and this is the time that we should realign with our purpose of giving back, of hope, of getting back in touch with who we are. Put all that stuff aside. You can always pick it back up in January. It's not going to go anywhere. But just for a moment, tap back into your kindness. And so I think, and I said this to Eileen also, this is the time where people are going to have those triggers of going back into family events that you haven't had for 3 years.
Exactly.
Those things that hurt you that you didn't heal from, that you're going to go back into in the next 10 days, in 5 weeks. Now is the perfect time for you to get out there and help people reignite who they are, come back into purpose and alignment, and say, you know what, I'm going to be who I know I am, who we always were.
Well, you have a couple of things, 2 services. You have the Gubba service, which is an outside product.
Absolutely.
And Rochelle's is an inside product. And I've always been a believer that if you don't take care of your inside product, there's no way in the world that you're going to enjoy an outside product.
Definitely.
Unless it becomes abusive, right? Then you be at AAA and everything, you got to drink, you got problems. But if you believe in yourself, man, everything will taste better. Everything will feel better. Your friends will be, your marriage, your dog, your pet, your whatever, all of it will change.
This is the toughest time of year.
Yes, Slick, Slick looking at me.
This is a
That was
tough time
deep,
of
right?
year. So what advice would you give to people right now, if you know, who are not in your 8-week class right now, because Thanksgiving is right around the corner? What advice would you give to people?
So couples, I believe that what I would encourage everyone at this stage in their life right now, it's easy for us to have intentions. We want to do things. We would like to do things. And I'll always encourage people not to sit on their intention, act on it. It's really important to act on the intention, because it will always be there, just a thought, something that I would like to do, that I wanted to do, but you have yet done.
An idea is just an idea until you bring it forward.
Exactly.
And
So
don't believe
encourage
it.
everybody to act on their intention. So take action in your life, because what stands between you and the life you want is you.
And don't let fear stop you.
Tomorrow, 10:30, Slick speaks.
Slick will be on 10:30. Now, you know, the interesting thing is if you start small goals, a lot of people think overcoming a small goal, you're triumphant. So if you want to take GABA or food, this is why I like the different things that you can try, like different foods. Everything goes good on a Ritz cracker, right? Little mayo, little Spam.
Except mayo and Spam.
Mayo, mustard, and
Mayo,
Spam.
mustard, and Spam on a cracker.
But the object but the object of the, but check this out. If I make 24 Ritz crackers with mayo and Spam, right, and I bring it in, am I more courageous bringing it in because I know I'm going to get the heat? Oh, you can't eat that. Who the hell want? Am I more courageous for trying it? Or am I more courageous because eventually somebody will like it? And I will feel like, you see, if you try different things, you might like it.
Well,
You would ask.
Steve, what would you tell people for the holiday season? Because you see all different kinds of people and situations.
Well, this is like last year. This is going to be an interesting holiday season. What would I tell people? Well, get together with your family and enjoy your family as best you can. And it's time, in my opinion, just my opinion, to no longer be intimidated by this pandemic, because I mean I had 2 shots completed by the end of March, and you know I'm flying and I'm meeting dozens and dozens and dozens of people all the time, and go out and live life. That's what I say. I'm a very big believer in going out and living your life. If you're going to hide, you're going to be unhappy, and that's the worst.
That is true. You just came through what, quadruple bypass?
Yeah, they ran out of things to bypass, so they had to stop at 4.
Rochelle, he comes on our show every Friday from Boston. We didn't hear from him one Friday. We're thinking, wow, Freddie said, did we upset Steve? Why isn't he answering us? Then I get a text from Francine, who I don't know is his lovely wife of 46 years. Steve's in the hospital. He'll call you. But she even tell us, Steve's in the hospital. He can't make it on the show today. Then Crazy Man calls us on Saturday morning. I'm having quadruple bypass. I'll let you know when I wake up. Pretty much is how it rolls. That was what, 2 months ago?
Yeah, 4 months. And I called.
You did.
I called.
I think you're a completely insane asylum, all wrapped into
But you
one.
talk about living life, right? You did it. You like, I can't make it on the show. So it wasn't any, but here's another trigger, right? It's nothing that we had done. The poor man ended up having a heart attack and had quadruple bypass. We're thinking, is he upset with us?
So
What do
this
we
is
do?
where the assumption comes in, right?
Yes.
So you had the assumption that you did something. Meanwhile, that was totally not what it was.
It was totally not what it was.
Guilt is a wonderful thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's a Jewish guilt, Steve. We got to put that aside. But that's a whole nother thing for the holiday season that we got to deal with.
That's right.
And it's not about collecting things this holiday season. It's about being with family and friends and loved ones. And
Well, you're still
reconnecting.
collecting things. You're collecting family.
Yes, I mean physical items.
Family, feeling, or physical items.
They are? They could be. I don't know.
You walk into a place that makes you feel good. Physical, mental,
Yes,
or both.
both.
That counts. Anything that makes you feel good, go for it. I wanted to ask, what's a bigger fear, success or failure?
I think it varies based on the person, but for me, it has always been success, not failure.
A lot of people use the fear of failure as an excuse because it's really the fear of success.
Yes. A lot of people
I
have a
read that
fear
in
of
Chinese
success.
fortune cookie. Ever
Did
tried
you?
that? Yeah.
How long was the fortune? A lot of people have a fear of success and they don't realize that it's the fear of success because what happens if?
If, yeah.
You put something together and it works. And then what holds you back from doing more is, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Can I do
The
that?
unknown.
You just did it, right? Then you meet somebody like Steve. It's like coming out of church for me. And all of a sudden you're feeling enthused. And you go out and you fail at it. And you stop doing it because you think that that's the beginning, the middle, and the end. Stories are written with a beginning, middle, and end. Yes, Steve?
What did I tell you? I've done. How did I get to the rum business? Remember what I told you at first?
I remember.
What did I remember? What I said? I said I have a lifetime of failure behind me. I thought, hey, this looks like a great recovery act. Let's go for it.
Mindset is key for that too.
Absolutely.
Right? Mindset,
He was a failed CPA.
Yeah. Well, I lost a business too.
Oh, honey, I've lost so
What
many.
business were you in?
I had a urgent care clinic,
Ooh, that's a
and
tough
we had to
business.
shut it down and lost a lot financially.
New York
But
or here?
Here.
I went to build the
So-
mall in Tampa. Ooh, 18, 20 years ago. And I put millions in from other people's money. And they found turtles. The sign is still there.
Sea turtles.
Sea turtles. And they shut it all down.
The question, what do you do with that? You know, do you just give up or you just learn, you grow from that moment, you learn from the experience and you say, okay.
I got
Now
very
I'm-
depressed for 2 years.
Did you learn from it anyway? Yeah.
I learned that, you know something, life is short, don't get depressed. Time to move on to something else.
Yes, that's it.
Time to move on to something else. And if you don't learn that lesson, you can turn around 10 years later and say you can't get those years back. So go get them.
Not fair that you are having such a great discussion without me. Well, then, Eileen, you should be hanging out with us more often.
Eileen! Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Wrong thing. Eileen!
Hurry up, Eileen. The ice is melting and diluting your
But see,
drink.
Eileen, my message is the same. Like I told you, the same thing we said to Rochelle. This is the time that people need guidance. They need to know that who they are, they should stay authentic with who they are because those naysayers will still be the naysayers. You know when they're the most naysayers is when they don't acknowledge what you do or what you've done.
Exactly.
As if it doesn't happen. It's like if I sweep it under the carpet, it didn't happen. Exactly.
That's why it's good to be Puerto Rican.
Why?
Because we don't think that way.
Really?
Nah. Nah. Never.
But you know what it is? That the naysayer is where you get to the space that you don't care about what they think.
True.
So as you reach what you reached, it doesn't matter if they recognize it or acknowledge it. It doesn't matter because you're acknowledging it yourself.
I
You know
welcome
where you're
all
at.
the naysayers. Honey, my life has been nothing but a naysay. They laughed at me when I started doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it took a pandemic for everybody now to use the stuff that I've been talking about for 12 years. And I laugh.
So here's a
Because
message
funny.
for you,
I say
Rochelle.
keep it moving.
I'm sorry that you lost an urgent care business, but you absolutely have a gift for effectively speaking and sharing such great advice.
Thank you. Thank
thank
you.
you
Well,
for that, Crystal.
I received this. Thank you.
Eileen says, yes, she's here. She says, God, he's okay. He's still making us all laugh. Yes, we're all still laughing. Crystal, you got to come hang out with us. She's still recovering, she said, from the festival. From that film festival. Unbelievable. It was a lot of work. People work really hard to overcome things. It is true. Rochelle, how do people get your book?
It's on Amazon, and you could also get it through my website, which is rochellesylvain.com.
More to come, and I think you're going to be hosting 30 Minutes tonight at 6:30. Tell us your biz live on WWNN, so that'll be exciting
It
to
is.
hear it all come from Rochelle.
And she's doing it by herself, right?
Rochelle,
You know,
yes.
this is your 30 minutes.
Sylvain Spence.
Yes.
We're not doing it, you're doing it.
I'm hearing this. Yes.
30 minutes of motivational speaking.
I'm hearing it and I'm
understand that.
receiving it.
She's hearing, she's
And
receiving.
if Steve is not at the airport, he can be there
What
for more
could,
support.
what could go wrong?
Nothing.
whatever.
There you go.
Like I said, keep it rolling.
Nothing could go wrong. We're right there for you. Not a problem. Steve, how do people find Gubba Rum?
Gubbarum.com. It will tell you exactly where to find Gubba Rum, gold and silver. And of course, we're in some nearby stores in Boca and Lake Worth and Fort Lauderdale and Davie in Miami. So we're around.
Awesome.
And again, everything is on gubbarum.com.
Order it. What's the name of the order it?
Drizzly.
Drizzly. Order it from Drizzly. They deliver like this. And you don't have to leave the comfort of your own house.
Steve, Crystal's all over the place here. So, Crystal, you got to come back. But yes, it's all about rhythm and intuition, and hopefully everyone's mic is on. That's a big summation of all of our comments.
My wheel.
Rochelle, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us again. So much more to come. Find your authentic space. Forgive. It's the holiday season. I don't know if you have to forget. You have to forgive and move on to find your authentic self.
Just
and Steve,
make an attempt.
this was amazing. So
Forgive
thank
and
you.
let go.
Cheers, you're welcome.
Gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Have a great afternoon.
And all our friends on IGTV, thank you for joining us. We're going to try to continue
Yes, that was
to improve
amazing.
this. Steve, say goodbye to your friends on IG.
Instagram, we love you. Check out @Gubba Rum on Instagram. I hope you came to the Miami Rum Festival yesterday. Have a great day.
Awesome.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that gleams across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we